Hey guys, Reese Bridges here. Hope all is well. Today I wanted to talk about some new cymbals that have come across my path by the name of Omete cymbals. Now, just to give you a bit of a backstory, I was doing a show in South Carolina a few months ago, and some great guys from a company called RL Drums, who are the distributor for Omete cymbals here in the US, came down to see me with some bags and bags of cymbals, and we met up during or just before sound check and gave me the great opportunity to just sort of try out a bunch of different lines. Omete has a lot of lines, many different lines of cymbals. So I got the opportunity to try these out, and there was one line in particular that really kind of got my attention, and that is the soil line, S-O-I-L. And the reason for that is because of this half lathing system that they have going on here. And again, bit of a backstory, many years ago, I used to have a bit of a deal with one of the Turkish lines of cymbals, the traditional Turkish lines. There were, back in those days, I'm talking about like the 90s, there were probably two at that point. And one of the things I really liked about those cymbals were the fact that they were messing around with all this sort of unlathed cymbal line, hand hammering, half lathing, lots of different things that really, you were really getting a different tone, a different sound of cymbal, more traditional, I guess, but certainly something that I hadn't heard for a long while. And I really enjoyed those, playing those cymbals for many years actually, until the only reason why I had to kind of give it up is because I had to go with one of the bigger lines just for that worldwide support when I started touring on a regular basis. So when these came to me, it immediately sparked what I used to like about those old traditional Turkish cymbals, the half lathing, and the sound really kind of caught my attention because it was a tone that it doesn't really replace what I normally use, but there's certainly a place for it in, how can I put it? There's a space for the tone that I don't normally get from the current line of cymbals that I use. So I'm going to go through the ones that I have here right now, right over here, and these came to me fairly recently. These are 15-inch hi-hats, okay, and then I have an 18-inch crash, a 20-inch ride, a 16-inch crash, and I have a 14-inch set of hi-hats over here. So I'm just going to go through them right now so you can hear what they sound like. And I'm just using the sound, by the way, from the iPhone. I didn't want to, I'm not sure whether this is the right thing to do, but I didn't really want to go through any sort of sound processing or anything. I just thought, if I can get a decent sound, or you can hear a decent sound out of just the phone, then you're kind of getting a realistic sound rather than something that's been EQ'd and processed. So 15-inch hats, and I've always been a big fan of 15-inch hats. There's something about them that just the tonal range is wider. They give you a slightly higher volume if you need it. And so 15s have been my thing for a number of years now. These are the 14s, I just have them on a closed, slightly sort of open. This is the 18-inch crash. (16-inch crash over here. and then the 20-inch ride. So yeah, certainly something about them that, you know, the highs, the lows, there's a slight trash, there's a slight darkness, the attack is quite fast, and yeah, I'm loving them. They're like I say, there's a lot of lines, and I'm still learning about them in the Omete range, and I'm going to put a link, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link down to RL Drums, so you can look at all the different lines they have. But yeah, they have some great stuff, some unlathed stuff, some half lathing, and some traditional stuff as well. But these particular ones, the soil range, really caught my attention, and I've really enjoyed playing them over the last couple of weeks, months. And I think that there's definitely a place in my cymbal bag for these going forward, and certainly for various different live events, and certainly in the studio when I can sort of get a little bit more creative. These are definitely going to be coming out and being put on the cymbal stands.